Most people ask me how I got interested in cryptozoology. It's kind of an untraditional pursuit, I guess. So when I was 8 or 9 years old, I saw this TV show about Bigfoot, and it was just something inside me clicked, because it was like, it seemed like a perfect synthesis of all of my loves. It was an animal, it was a monster, it was kind of all wrapped up into one. Certainly never planned to make a career out of it. I've just been very blessed.
Well, I was early on attracted to monster movies. I loved anything horror or monsters. And when I was in 3rd grade, I got a book called Strange But True, and it had chapters on Bigfoot, Yeti, and the Loch Ness Monster. And that really captured my imagination, because I'm like, these seem monstrous, but you might see these in real life. You know, it was strange but true. And ever since then, been fascinated with this subject.
Well, it really began when I was a little kid, about 5 years old, and my mum and dad took me to Scotland. If you're going to go to Scotland, where you got to go? Loch Ness. And my dad told me the story of the Loch Ness Monster, and I was like, oh my God, there's monsters. And that really got me intrigued and fascinating about the whole phenomenon of unknown animals. And one of the ones beyond just the Loch Ness Monster was this issue of what we might call werewolves.
When I first heard the term Dogman, it was like, okay, you had to kind of equate that with a werewolf, but not with the supernatural powers. It's more of a cryptid classification, But that's how these terms come into use. Somebody just coins it. Everybody kind of latches onto that as a way to describe some creatures that, don't have a scientific classification.
More and more in the last few years, I've been hearing about these stories of the dogmen. And I think when you look at these sightings of these creatures, they seem like a power machine.
Go back to the Beast of Bray Road, if that's our archetype of a dogman. It was described as being about 7 feet tall, standing upright and walking upright, and I think that's the main thing that we have to focus on here.